Live from Beaufort, South Carolina. This here's Trump Talk. Trump Talk After Dark. Episode 2. That winning feeling. Welcome to Trump Talk. I'm Buford Pusser, your host for Trump Talk After Dark. Well, howdy out there, everybody in Trump Talk land. This here's Buford Pusser with episode 2 of Trump Talk After Dark. We'll talk about anything y'all want to. We're here to celebrate the greatest president in United States history, Donald J. Trump. We'd like to narrow in some of the focus tonight's episode on that winning feeling. So, hey, a winner doesn't need to flip out on the pot, feel good, doing the right thing, and obeying my authority figures is the only high I need. I want to remind anybody that we don't want any trolls on tonight's show. Please stay off pot. All right. Now, Donald Trump. Our thesis statement here on Trump Talk After Dark. Donald Trump is the greatest president in this here United States. Greatest president in the history of the United States. If you don't happen to agree with me, why don't you call in and change my mind? We back down, but after all, let's keep it family friendly. And let's get into it, man. But look, yeah, tonight's conversation is about that winning feeling, man. It's funny. I recently took a trip outside of the great state of South Carolina. I went to one of those blue states, man. And I like to think of myself as somebody that's willing to break bread with anybody. But it's, kind of impossible for me to sit down and have a rational discussion with some kind of, some off-the-chains liberal with Donald Trump derangement syndrome, dude. You can't have a conversation. So I choose to, eschew them. But so I was watching these people when I was in this blue state. Sorry, I'm tightening up some. And they were at this so-called No Kings protest, dude. No Kings protest. And I was like, hang on for a second. I'm going to take the banner down right now. And we'll see if we get some people. Pretty soon this will be going, no doubt, this stream will be going viral. But I'm watching these beta boys, that they're just all into their pronouns and stuff, pissing and moaning and whining and bitching. And I'm thinking, love it or leave it, man. Love it or leave it. And what are you complaining about? I do not understand what there is to complain about. It's funny, man. So they're going like, we don't want a king. I'm like, we don't have a king. We have the greatest president and leader in the history of the world. Instead of protesting, why aren't you celebrating? That'd be something I can go to, Instead of, breaking down the moral fabric of this amazing country by desecrating it, by protesting one of the most honorable human beings we'll ever have the honor of knowing. Maybe instead of doing that, going, hey, God, thank you, man. Thank you, God. I'm not going to go to church on just Sunday. Instead of protesting against no kings, man, I'm going to go to my house of worship and get down on my knees, man, and thank my Creator. Thank you, Creator, for Donald J. Trump, dude, for rescuing us from ourselves. Rescuing us from ourselves, dude. And they don't know. These liberals, these soy boy betas walking around because they're not real men, dude. They're not. Driving their frickin' hybrids. Hey, I got an idea. Let me have some almond milk and a double frappo soy boys espresso. I'll put my Crocs on and get in my hybrid and go to the No Kings protest. Maybe if I do that, that'll make up for the fact that I was bullied because I was the last person picked in kickball when I was a kid. Maybe if I go to No Kings protests, all the insecurities I have will go away. Maybe, just maybe, I'll have a girlfriend and go on a real date if I go to a No Kings protest. Because deep down I know Donald J. Trump makes a lot of sense, but I don't want to admit it. Because I'm afraid I won't look like the cool kids. Oh, dude, don't you get it? The cool kids are rocking it with Donald Trump, man. The cool kids, dude, they're all about Donald Trump. That's the reality, dude. And dig this, man. Dig this. As I'm watching these leftists, anti-Americans, traitors, badmouth every decent thing about this country, I was thinking, I'm not mad at them anymore. I can't be. How can I be mad at little children that haven't yet had the experience? Like, how am I going to get mad at a kid that throws a chocolate cake because the kid's never had a chocolate cake before? He doesn't know chocolate cake's good. He's throwing a fit. It's like, look, dude, instead of like throwing a fit about the chocolate cake, why don't you try it? And then maybe, just maybe, you'll dial down being a little degenerate tyke. And wouldn't you know, dog? Wouldn't you know? The little toddler tries the chocolate cake and all is good, dude. Well, it's the same way with these leftist yokels, dude. All they want to do is whine and cry, dude, because they haven't tried the so-called chocolate cake. What I'm trying to say is they're protesting something that they haven't tried. They haven't tried to love Donald Trump back. It's a one-way relationship. Donald Trump loves everyone unconditionally. He only gets upset when he doesn't receive that love back. It hurts his feelings, and wouldn't it hurt yours? So the point I'm trying to make is maybe if you get more on board the Trump train, protester, terrorist, anti-American, you'll understand that this is what winning is all about. This is what winning feels like. And you're fighting it because you've never experienced the feeling, because you've been a loser all your life. Because you followed the wrong political philosophy, the wrong religious doctrine. You've made a lot of bad, misguided, and wrong life decisions. You're not a very bright individual. It takes you a while to grasp just the basics, right? And so, of course, you're going to be resistant to winning if you don't know it your entire life. You've been a loser. So instead of getting angry at these individuals, I pity them. I pray for them. But I got to tell you something, dude. God can only work so hard, dude. He's got other things going on. He's like, dude, I hear your prayers. And I'm doing what I can do. But there's a lot of other stuff going on right now. And in the big picture, while these leftist yokels need a wake-up call, there's a lot of others out there that are unfriendly to America that I need to attend to, said God. So look, I'm going to give you good American Christians a little what we call agency. And I'll allow you to deal with the leftist agitator who's been a loser their entire life and resistant to winning, to doing whatever it takes, man, to convince them that not only is this what winning feels like, but they better start liking it. Said God. And what I'm trying to say is this, man, after hearing what God had to say. I would be very careful, okay? Very careful. If I were to, not only resist Donald J. Trump's call to join in that winning feeling, but to directly mock it and oppose it in a public forum and or private thoughts and conversations. Because that's the tip of the iceberg. If you looked at every anti-American traitor terrorists throughout history, one of the root causes to their deviant behavior is the resistance to get on board with the current status quo. And that's where we're lucky that we have a president that loves us so much that he's not going to leave anybody behind, man. He's like, hey, look, there's a lot of stupid people out there that didn't vote for me. God love them. It would make me angry, but my heart goes out to stupid people that can't quite figure things out. Especially the stupid people that are disadvantaged by being losers. Stupid people that are losers that have known nothing but loss their entire life. I pity them, said the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I pity him. Because they don't know what it's like to feel this winning feeling. But I also love them. And I know to continue pitying them is to treat them like victims, and we don't want to do that. And this is where Donald Trump is playing 5D chess, dude. He's like, hey, losers, you all suck, dude. And they're all pissed off, dude. This with a 5, he doesn't mean it in that way. He's like, losers, you all suck because you don't know over here with us on the winning side, dude. He's not saying you suck. He's saying that he's on the winning side and you suck over there. But he's got the compassion, dude, to like, the liberals will say it's strong arming. I'll say it's stern, concerned leadership, dude. And I guess what I'm trying to say is sooner or later you're going to know what it feels like to win. So why are you being such an anti-American now by not jumping on board? It just seems wrong. It just reminds me of a much darker time in human history, dude. And I'll tell you something. I've noticed that we are 17 minutes into this stream, and dare I say, we're a little bit disappointed in the live viewership. We know you're out there. We know that YouTube is resistant to the truth. We know channels like this that refuse to back down to the fake media and the leftist agenda and the anti-American education system. You know, the algorithm has got to work with us. But we're not going anywhere. Because the truth never does. And we're going to be back. And we're going to be back. And we're going to be back. Make no mistake about it. This Trump talk is a calling for me. You see, I love Donald Trump. I think he's a great man. I wish Donald Trump was my father. And I could call him up and anytime and say, hey, Dad, can you help me out? I'm surrounded by losers that never felt winning before. What do I do? But even though I can't do that, I'd like to think that he still is my father in a way. You know, I'd like to think that Donald Trump is all of our fathers. You know, maybe not biological, but, you know, if not our heavenly Father, certainly the iron rod in which we hold on to and grab for that moral foundation, dude. That unwavering code of ethics that permeates the man. There's never been a time in my life that I've been more proud to be American. We were in the tank a couple years ago, dude. But now it's April 25th, 2026, and we are kicking fucking ass. We're back, baby. Fucking back, and everybody's talking about us. Everybody. It's a good feeling. It's a real good feeling. So look, whether you get a chance, man, hit that like and subscribe and that notification bell. We go live every Friday, 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, with our live panel call-in show. Trump Talk. Let's start building community, man. We winners don't have to be alone. There's strength in our numbers, man. Don't let the losers that resist that winning feeling bring you down like crabs in the barrel. No. It's time for all of us to say, hey, thank you, Donald J. Trump. Thank you for helping us be winners again. Good night, America.